Definitely hit that guy a bunch. Alright, just kill me. Just kill me. Just do it. What's up, guys? Nolan here, and wanted to put out a video addressing the most asked questions and topics recently, as I've been streaming daily over on Twitch. If you want to discuss things further, you can see if I'm live right now using the link in the description. If you're watching this soon after I've posted it, I will be live, but if not, check again tomorrow. Also, I'm keeping an eye on games like Forever Winter, Gray Zone Warfare, Beautiful Light, and Road to Vostok. But if you think I'm missing something that I should also keep an eye out for in the extraction shooter kind of sphere, let me know, comments below. So the biggest topic that I've been discussing is the fact that BSG have a 1.0 build and the significance of that. And I have been using the phrase saving grace, or the only possible saving grace, our possible saving grace, is this 1.0 build, so I wanted to make a video about it. A couple weeks ago, I made a video talking about the possibility of BSG wanting to release soon, and that's still possible in practice. While I'm certain that's true on paper / behind the scenes, as they for sure want to get this out the door, and we've seen this build in a trailer already. Talked about that all in that video, because what's undeniable about that is the fact that this 1.0 build exists. We see that crane coming down from terminal, proper talking, and mortar shells hitting, all things that don't exist in the current game version. Interestingly enough, in the trailer for this current patch, we also saw mortars hitting, but nobody's had any mortar strikes. The prevailing theory with that is it has to do with bad karma, so people haven't gotten bad karma enough yet, or at least if they have enough to get a mortar strike, they haven't reported it yet. I have been tracking down all the hashtag escape from Tarkovs over on Twitter, try to do my best to keep up with the Reddit, and of course I've got my DMs, and we've got the Sons of Soon, so if it has come up by now, I'm pretty sure I would have seen it. So even though, again, mortar strikes were in the trailer for this patch, no mortar strikes. So something's going on. The theory I've been discussing on stream is that this wipe patch was strictly to test specific features on top of keeping us busy with a wipe. Those features being the sound, the map-to-map travel, karma, and the flea market. We all know by now, no found and raid flea market. Also, while taking a swing at a new iteration of anti-cheat in some way, as they did mention it in the patch notes, but it's obviously not working, or not working too well. As I've been saying for years now, gonna be a constant fight there. I don't think this is ever gonna be cheater-free. I'm gonna say it's likely that it isn't. We're just gonna have to do what we can, play what we can, try and enjoy what we can as is. On top of all that, sure, it's nice to get impressions on Factory, the new Factory, but we know they don't do too much when it comes to complaints about lighting on, lighting on maps. Look at Interchange when it took years to get changes there. Sound has also been a major issue in the game for years, never knowing whether somebody in front of you was above or below you. A lot of that has to do with what BSG are trying to do with the headsets in particular, which they did a massive update on in this patch. And if you've never worn one of these headsets in real life, you'll be very confused once you do. They do not do what you think they do. Depending on the quality of the headset, you will hear things very differently, and they are almost never meant to be pinpoint accurate directional audio, and yet people have that engraved into their brains. And sometimes the veteran players, myself included, forget that too. Once you get past that, there's the obvious lack of audio in certain situations, which is definitely the top issue. It won't matter what headset you're wearing if that dude that just sprinted down a metal hallway or the grenade that landed at your feet didn't make a single sound. Again, those are the major issues. The desync has also been unbelievable this wipe. I somehow get it even in offline raids too. Hopefully some good data that they're getting there, or maybe an issue that they just want to overlook given the circumstances. Maybe it wasn't a priority for this patch. I'm not sure, but it is brutal. The saving grace I've been talking about on stream, again, is that 1.0 build. If they have most of their effort being pushed onto the full release, while the current live build is just a skeleton on life support to test the map-to-map travel and audio changes, then this makes complete sense from a dev perspective. Every other early access in development game I'm following and or playing does this. They take what they have that they know can work to some extent, and if they want to test something, they plop it on top of it, hope that it works so they they can get some good data on the thing that they are currently working on. This patch screams that, and it would make complete sense, but they aren't saying that. They're not saying that to us. I don't know why, other than the fact that they don't say anything anymore, which makes it even worse. We have nothing to go off of, so this is just me theorizing and me comparing to what other development studios do with their in-development games that are also early access. So while we are testing what they want to test, hopefully, and getting the wipe that we've all wanted, there is a build that BSG are actually caring about behind the scenes. One that uses these mortars, these in-game traders, and ideally, the new engine that we saw being tested in the roadmap months ago. One that will require map-to-map travel to work in order to function, and one that will need the best anti-cheat that you can possibly jam in there, along with the best audio, or ideally, your best perceived audio when it comes to those headsets and how you want them to work, so that it's one full package, aka that 1.0 build. Next question here is the timing, which in order for that to make sense, if it's going to be soon, they would have needed to have been working on this build for a long time, potentially even a year or more at this point. I have a theory about that as well, as if you remember last wipe after Christmas, they added the SIG Spear, the RPD, some new 9x39 guns, a couple of new optics like the boss. The 1.0 trailer doesn't include any of that from the last two wipes in the base game portion other than the boss site. In the arena portion, it has the RPD for a split second. So this isn't concrete, which is why I'm calling this portion of the theory speculative, but I'm thinking it's very strange they didn't use any of the new guns or gear in that trailer for the last year plus of content, to the point of me thinking it wasn't available yet, so that's why they didn't use it, especially since they love to show off the new stuff all the time. The RPD portion from Arena came with new game modes, which just makes sense that they'd want that in the trailer because they're showing off Arena, so it could have been one of the last things that they added to the trailer. And to even add to that, these are still the presets, these are still the tiers that they had. Those are those kits. These are not custom kits like we have now. Again, nothing concrete here, just something to get the brain thinking about, is this possible? Is this what they're actually doing? So it's not all doom and gloom. However, speculation aside, the 1.0 version of the game exists and is in active development. So again, the term saving grace I've been using is regarding the likelihood that they are putting the majority of their effort into getting that as good as possible. What we'll have to see, and dread really, is how good is there as good as possible. If the audio that they want in there isn't great, if the anti-cheat that they want in there isn't great, and if the new mode that they want in there, or not necessarily the new mode, but what we will need to do in order to progress in the game, which is go from map to map, is plagued with issues as well. Not looking great. So in terms of when we'll find out, doesn't seem like they're ready to tell us yet, which makes complete sense. They announced that they'll be going to both TwitchCon and the Tokyo Game Show this month. I'll be going to TwitchCon next week to ask them face-to-face on whatever we can get. So we'll see what they say, and whatever they do say, we'll see if it happens. That's going to do it for now, guys. Thanks to everybody over on Patreon, the members on YouTube, and the subs on Twitch for making that trip to TwitchCon possible for me. I'll be live once this video goes up, so come by and ask any questions that you might have. Link on the screen and in the description. And I'm also doing daily streams now over on Twitch for all the games that I'm interested in, whether it be Tarkov or not, which you can find the other channels, my other YouTube channels, for those games right here. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.